Good morning and welcome to the Sunday Drive Racing season finale at Watkins Glen here on the JPB YouTube channel. I am James Parfitt and I'm going to be joined in the booth by Dean Biggles here this evening, and what an absolute epic evening it's going to be here. As you can see, all the cars are out on track. We've just entered into qualifying. I was just having a little bit of an issue at the same time, but we are getting there as well. So let's welcome Dean into the booth. Good evening, Dean. How are you, buddy?
Doing fantastic as usual, my friend, because it's the final countdown. And it's going to come down to the wire. Of course, Olivia's drivers are separated by just a couple of points, and that's also just the Drivers' Championship. You've got team standings that are separated by a couple of points. You've got the Class Championship separated a couple of points. And I was chatting to all the lads before. They seem pretty cool, calm, and collective, and there's no team orders at play, I believe it all, James. So it's game on. Right? If you're versing your teammate, you want to beat your teammate, that's it. Whether you're going to help your team beat the other teams doesn't make any difference. They're going to go for it flat out. Of course, the last race, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm expecting it to be absolutely incredible here, and it's all going to be absolutely amazing, and we're not going to have any problems whatsoever in this season finale. He says, hopefully there shouldn't be any issues. But guys, sit back, stay tuned. Hope you are well as well. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bells for notifications, and give the video a big old thumbs up when you can get 2 minutes as well, because that would be absolutely incredible. Watkins Glen, famous race circuit with the boot just for good health as well. So I can't wait for this. I think this one's going to be absolutely incredible. And you know, the track length, 3.45 miles, 5.552 kilometers, 11 turns currently as well. And it's 11 turns of consistent concentration, isn't it, Biggles? They've got to really sort of sit back and pay attention to what they're doing.
Yeah, well, one person would know in the chat there, Javier, g'day. I was just speaking to him before. He's not in this league at the moment, but Javier, the Colombian driver, can drive very, very quickly in ACC cars. Javier, you can tell us what you think out there in the chat. Which is the trickiest, the toe, the heel, the outer loop, the inner loop, the back straight, turn 11, perhaps turn 1, overtaking opportunities. You come out of pit road and through the S's of 2 and 3. Yeah, there's opportunities absolutely everywhere. One of my favorite circuits, of course, in the US, and on top of it, used to be one of the F1 races back in the day as well, too, for 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, it was a very long time ago that it held the Formula 1 as well. It was the 1961 to 1980 United States Grand Prix circuit. So for 19 years, up to 1980, it did hold the Formula 1. So from there, though, it's not done a lot apart from held what it currently has racing around it at the moment, which is the IMSA Sports Car Championship, the NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR Infinity Series, the Arca Menard Series, and the GT World Challenge America. So it's still quite an active circuit overall. It's just obviously not doing the Formula 1 anymore, which is a bit of a shame, really.
Yeah, well, because look at it, mate. Upstate New York just doesn't have those grandstand capacities to jam people in, so that the F1 circus can make a lot of money. I'd have to upgrade the track too for Class A for safety reasons, stuff like that. But the beauty of it, as you mentioned, is that even though you don't have F1 here, you have these other classes of races. And tonight, of course, on your Monday night, on your Sunday night racing entertainment, you're going to see a finale, of course, of the best of the Bentleys, BMWs, the Aston Martins, the Audis, and Mr. Lau, Mr. Lau goes up. Rob Lau goes up top of the timesheets there for Pro Division. Going to be very, very spicy, my friend. The Ferrari, of course, don't forget out for the team. You're going to see the second, aren't you? Obviously, the Fear the Cage team as well, too, in that livery. I don't know if you guys have checked that one out in the chat there. You're going to see some fantastic liveries.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of these drivers and teams.
Yeah, I think they are, but this is the current championship standings going into the last race. You see Charles Ho is leading Tony Rodriguez by 3 points, with Mei Dong in third, Jason Ludwig fourth, and Alex Shen in fifth. They're the main protagonists in the overalls, okay? So they're the ones that is going to be up and around there at the moment. Tony's got to try and beat Charles by 3 points. That's the plan. But at the moment, it's Charles at the top of the standings. Now, in the team standings, Paper Mongoose are on 84, which includes Tony Rodriguez, Charles Ho, and Sean Namek. And then we've got Akina Speedstars on 81, which is Alex Shen, Jason Ludwig, and Matt Kelly. Now, obviously, the same situation applies. There's a 3-point difference there, but at the moment, Charles Ho and Tony Rodriguez, it is possible that Paper Mongoose will wrap up the team standings here tonight as well. So it should be Paper Mongoose. And I'm going to predict that I think the way that Charles Ho has been driving, I think it's going to be Charles Ho who's going to take the championship standing. I think the championship win.
Yeah, he wants it. He knows that he's got to win by that 3 points in this race. And I'll tell you what, Mr. Rodriguez is doing everything he possibly can at the moment because he just put that baby on pole by half a second. So he's sending a statement, no doubt, saying, all right, come on, Charles, if you're going to do it, you have to get past me because I'm wanting to start this car on pole. That's the best possible place the Paper Mongoose driver can park at Kenny in for the final race if he wants to keep Charles behind him.
Yeah, Alex Shen's just gone into second place there as well. Mei Dong, car number 69, is coming around turn 6, which is the chute, before he goes off through the toe as well. We've got a lot of drivers coming across the lap. Charles Ho is already just finished his run out, so he's going to be now sitting in third place behind Alex Shen and Tony Rodriguez. So that should be an interesting one from them guys as well. Mr. Aaron Peters coming across the line there as well, currently sitting down in 19th place on a 1:48.542. So 1:48.542 there for Aaron Peters. So let's see how he gets on. But let's go back to Mei Dong, who is currently coming around turn 10 before he goes around the fast right-hander of 11. Got to let it flow. Got to try and keep it close to the curb as possible and then go off across the line there for Mei Dong. And let's see what he can do. Oh, he goes into second. Mei Dong jumps up into second place there. And, well, that's not a bad lap at all, Biggles.
It's not bad considering you're third in the championship. At all in the bronze class. I'm just trying to get the classes all correct there at the moment. But, yeah, silver. It's silver. He's in the other class. Yeah.
So, yeah, silver pro-ams. The Mei Dong rocking it up into second place currently. So keep an eye on Mei. Let's see what Zhu and
yeah, we'll maybe get some race highlights going on Zhu James. We'll test that one out, of course. Maybe a little bit of a bonus at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Never know.
So we get some race highlights there. That'd be absolutely amazing. I do seem to be having trouble with my timing tower not showing times. So, Biggles, you talk for a minute while I try and figure this one out.
Yeah, no problems. Currently at the moment, Mr. Rodriguez, Mr. Tony Rodriguez, is on the top of the time sheets with the best time is 1:44.255. As James said, he's having a little bit of an issue trying to sort that one out. And about 0.2 to 0.3, a little bit further down there, is Mr. Mei Dong. 69 car you just saw it slotted into that P2 position. And then Mr. Alex Sheen is at about 4 tenths. About half a second off on a 1:44.6. That's your top three currently at the moment. You go down to about a second and change to that P10 position with Mr. Michael Gilbert in the BMW 71 car. So that'll give you the spread, and then you drop a little bit further back with some of the other drivers that haven't necessarily put the best times in that they wanted to, or they're struggling a little bit here at Watkins Glen. That is the current times there. So you got the Aston Martin beating the BMW and the Bentley back to the Aston Martin in P4. And the times are still coming. They've still got about 4 minutes to go in qualifying. So final couple of laps that you're going to get for the final time this season. And I'll tell you what, this is the time you need to put all those laps in, of course, with those championships in a little bit of a mixture there for the pro standings. Of course, you've got Tony on 30 points, Alex on 23, Chris on 22 for the AM standings. James is on 36, Matt's on 28, Nick Silver is Charles is on 34, Mei Dong and Jason 26 and 26. That'd have to do a lot. Charles is looking more for the overall standings as a driver. Yeah, and Tony, of course, is the closest one to take it. 3 points to separate them. So far, Tony's parked that car on the right place, 1:44.2. The best thing he can do. And where's Charles? Charles is now currently down into P5, so that's got a bit of work to Charles to do. Let's see if Charles can actually get himself on the front row.
Yeah, that would be absolutely amazing. I'm still having a fight here with this wonderful software. So just bear with me while I carry on trying to do this here this evening. You
got a couple of minutes there, James. It's all good to go, mate. There's a couple of cars out on track, actually, just going around there too for now, having a little bit of a battle, perhaps even just a little test there to see. Trust me, this is a fantastic league. You got to be a part of the future racing here at Sunday Night Racing. Well, you got to be clicking all those links at the bottom. Most of these drivers, believe it or not, are usually in all one big chat room. They have split themselves up in a bit of more teams, I think, this time around, because there's so much up for grabs. With the team championship separated by 3 points, as well as the drivers championship separated by 3 points. So no doubt they're probably taking it a little bit more seriously, but it's generally a very, very fun league. I was chatting to all the lads before, like all in one chat. They're having a great time as they're racing on track. I was asking, they said, how cool are you guys when you're all chatting and you're racing at the same time? They said, Biggles, we're pretty chilled. Every once in a while you might hear that, but generally most of the time it's good. And that goes to show that's fantastic. I'm certainly looking to it. What a place to do it too, Watkins Glen. I mean, we had enough rain, didn't we, in Bathurst? I was surprised that most of the drivers as well too, after saying that, because I said, most people don't like Bathurst, especially at nighttime and especially in the rain. But majority of the drivers actually said, yeah, we had a lot of fun. We had a blast, and it was a blast last week broadcasting as well.
Yeah, it definitely was, but it was a little bit manic at times as well, with the amount of drivers there as well. And as you say, the rain brought a different dimension to it. So I think that's one of the interesting things here, was it gave it a different dimension, didn't it? There was, we had a bit of everything all the same time at Parfitt. So I think this one's going to be an interesting one to round the season off with.
I was chatting to a couple of other Aussies in another Aussie racing league, because I was chatting about the upcoming Bathurst, racing in the upcoming Daytona. There's a lot of cars and a lot of teams that are submitting cars into the Daytona. Anyway, but they were like, yeah, we was in Bathurst last year when it rained for the Bathurst. He's like, it was all pretty green grass at the start of the first couple of days before the event, and then by the end of the event, everything just turned into absolute slosh of mud once it rained in the Bathurst event, just as it did. Guess what? We're down about a minute and change of qualifying, and I don't know. Mei Dong did get himself up into P2. So he's going to be on side by side next to Mr. Rodriguez. Charles actually is the one that needs to be getting his way up. My apologies about that. It's Charles that I was looking for, the 143 car running in P6. Once we get dope. Apologies about the timing there. But James and I do have the timing, so we can relay it to you as in those the intervals, the gaps in the intervals. But it's all we have at the moment, isn't it, James? And,
yeah, I am fighting fires in the back here to find out why and what is going on currently at the moment. So just bear with. I promise you, we are trying.
Yeah, if anybody in the chat needs to know, just ask. I'll relay that information to you if you want. But we generally see the cars on track in their positions. So far for the qualifying, just to let you know, I gave you a bit of a recap there. 144.2 is the best time that Mr. Tony had set, and that's 0.2 quicker and Mr. Dong at P2. So you could just say you just absolutely, I guess he's been putting some practice in here, James, and he really wants to put that car on pole. And so far, with about 2 seconds to go, I don't see anybody else improving. He may very well have put his car in the best possible place to perhaps get those 3 points that he needs to steal away from Charles, win the championship.
Yeah, let's see. These guys have been backwards and forwards for most of the season. And I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. The season finale for this 60-minute race. Don't forget, they have got a pit stop as well. So that will come into play, and we'll see how they get on that one. But for a minute, we are just coming to the end of qualifying. Once that's finished, we will show you the times, guys. Hope you are well anyway, and sitting back and enjoying this absolutely amazing race here for the season finale as well. Don't forget, guys, as well, currently JPB over on Instagram have got a giveaway going on. We are going to be looking to hit 300 followers, and then we're going to be giving away £50 of iRacing vouchers. I know this is ACC, but if you do play iRacing, it's not a bad shout as well. So you can go and check us out on Instagram and get yourself involved in that giveaway as well, because that would be absolutely amazing. Right. Here are the final qualifying positions. Tony Rodriguez is on pole with Alex Shen in second. Mei Dong there in third. Rob Lau fourth. Matt O'Dore in fifth. Charles Ho in sixth. Jason Ludwig seventh. James Hallinan in eighth. Segar Ma in ninth there as well. So that's not bad. Algabar in 10th. Michael Gilbert in 11th. I'm going to put that down as Juon Namak, or James Namak in 12th. Juon Namak 13th there as well. So, and then we go down to show. Namak, Orpheus, Mendoza, Tova, Kelly, and Peters. So, there we go.
Get through that. All motor racing's good motor racing is, of course.
Yeah, still fighting on way.
Even Le Mans was good racing. It's we won't talk too much about that, of course.
No, that didn't go too well for some people, did it? You know what I mean?
No. Yeah, bit of DDoS attacking doesn't quite help the servers, but it'll be all fixed in the future, no doubt.
Well, I'm hoping they do.
I don't think they'll be winning the VCO Semi Award for the event of the year this time around.
No, and the interesting thing as well is obviously, you know, Max Verstappen coming out and literally stinging the hell out of them didn't help either.
No. But, I mean, obviously the other iRacing events coming up, and, of course, the ACC events that always occur as well, too. That's just going to basically put them more in the spotlight, isn't it? As maybe a choice of your racing sim, but everybody has a choice of their racing sims, and there's so many of them these days.
Yeah, definitely.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yes, as I found out, there was R Factor, Race Room, ACC, AC as well. So there's a lot of sims available out there, and I think it's just people's perception of what they find comfortable. I think with simulators, Biggles, to be honest, I like iRacing. I haven't really driven ACC that much, so you know, it's all preference on what people prefer, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it is. It is. And you know, there's costs and stuff like that. But even as Javier there before was like started out with the F1 game, and. Game exactly, and got used to once he got a steering wheel and stuff like that. He's like, wow, I can actually race in these other simulators, and then hooked on ACC, hooked on iRacing. He's doing a pretty good job now, just like everybody else, and that's what it's all about. We should get ready for our race coming up soon.
Yeah, there we go. Still waiting for my wonderful world of my control of my timing tower popping up and giving me the times. That would be absolutely incredible. But we are still fighting fires in the background. Can't get to grips of what could possibly be going on here. So, yeah.
I know you've tried everything, James. We'll go through that a little bit earlier in the pre-show.
What is it? It's currently 20 past 5 in the morning. I've literally been fighting fires with this software for absolutely ages, and it does not seem to want to bring up any.
It's a backup software too, because the other software we won't talk about too much has let you down a little bit on that, unfortunately. So. 5 o'clock in the morning is not something you want to work with. But once again, you still see the orders. The timing might not be up there, but we'll give you a relay to that if anybody wants to ask. But you're going to see those cars teal to hoe, my friend. Toe, perhaps. We've a little bit of boot in between them. That's how close they're going to be.
Yeah, we've got 20 cars on track this evening as well. So stay tuned, guys. Last chance to get your drinks in, get your popcorn, sit back and relax, because it's going to be absolutely amazing here as well. And I think these guys are going to put on one heck of a show. I hope Biggles is all set with his calculator in the background, trying to work out these standings.
Me and math, mate. Wow, okay, cool on that one. But yeah, I'll start crunching numbers for sure.
Because we're definitely going to need to on that one, mate, because I think there is a lot of number crunching going on. So we'll keep an eye as best we can and do our best mathematics at this very vital point.
I got the spreadsheet open. I'll be putting a little numbers in there next to it as we get there, because of course there's 3 points there, 3 points here, 2 points there.
Yeah, that's the thing, and it's only 3 points, isn't it? You know what I mean?
3, mate. It's got a T in there. 3.
I said 3.
Yeah, I did the British can't pronounce 3 properly. I don't know why.
Well,
I'm going to pick on you on that one.
Maybe you need to, you know, listen, because I'm sure I pronounced 3 quite
I think
properly.
You're right, mate. You were the VCO nominee for Caster of the Year, so I'm pretty sure that you kind of know what you're talking about. All right. I'll give you that one.
I like to think I've got
about 40-something seconds.
Yeah, before the race starts as well. We'll go off on a pace lap. and then we're going to go green after there as well. So hopefully...
one mandatory pit stop. It's next to their names. Unfortunately, once again, we won't show that, but I will let you know if you ask kindly, if a please, a pretty please, and I'll let you know, of course, about those pit stops as well, because it usually does show up with that 1-0 if they're taking that mandatory pit stop.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
What do you think, James, about taking it early, taking it late? I guess it comes down to the traffic situations, where you are, how much time is it costing you.
That's what I mean. The pit window opens at 20 minutes in, and they've only got 20 minutes to take the pit window. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one's going to pan out, I think, and whether or not they're going to be taking it right at the moment the window opens or at the end when the window closes. And I think that's going to be the thing as well. So I don't know. I think I'm going to be interested to see how it works out, to be honest.
Yeah, it comes down to that situation of where you are on the track. Exactly right. The pit window is only limited to a certain amount of time. It's also getting temperature into your tyres right now is what it's all about. As Mr. Rodriguez, as you can see. James going to use the other timing thing at the moment. That's probably not a bad idea to look at that one too, James. But yeah, he's got the position because you got to remember that Mr. Charles is in P6, so he's down the road. Got a bit of a buffer now of what, 5 cars, give or take, between him. If I'm good at math on that one, mate, because I'll be messing up a little bit later crunching numbers.
The thing with that as well, though, is from Charles's point of view, you're going to see Charles literally try and muscle his way through as best he possibly can. You know, because the difference is 16 is the 3 points. So if Tony finishes where he is, he gets 16 points. If Charles finishes down in 6th where he currently is, he gets 10. So that's not enough. It's not enough from Charles's point of view.
Nah, yeah, Charles is going to want to be hoping for a podium.
Yeah, Rodriguez will go 76. So, yeah.
All Tony can do, my friend, all he can do is just get up the road there and get up the road as quickly as possible. So he's not in any action, doesn't have any problems. He's got to try to hold off Alex in P2, the 47 car. Just drive the pants off it and be like that situation that happened in 2008 with, you know, Massa and Hamilton. All Massa could do was just win the race, which is exactly what he did. And whatever happens behind him is whatever happens behind him.
Yeah, we've been through this before, I believe.
Yeah. We're not talking about the Glock moment, but we are talking about the fact of what Massa did.
I think that's near enough to Glock
Massa
moment,
just won the race. That's all he could do. And that's all Tony could do right now, and just sit back and hope what happens behind him.
Yeah, well, I think from Massa's point of view, he was unlucky. I think, from his point of view.
But once again, he did all he could do. He won the race. That's all that Tony could do right now, to get his head down, win it, and then see if there's Glock moments behind him.
Yeah. Well, here we go, guys. We're going to be green very, very shortly here. There's the line. And we're underway. Green here at Watkins Glen, and it's Tony Rodriguez going down into the first corner in first place. Alex Shen in second, Mei Dong third. Then we've got Rob Lau, Matt Odor and Charles Ho. Charles is battling away currently with Jason Ludwig. Ludwig gets past him in that big Gruffalo Aston Martin, and it's Jason Ludwig up after that. Then we've got Sego Ma behind him. Oh, there's contact at the top. That is going to be a parking lot.
That's huge.
Oh, no.
That's massive. How many cars are involved in that one? I don't know.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cars involved with that. We will try and have a look back at that one currently at the moment. But currently we've got Rail Tova there as well. And let's have a look back at that replay.
Oh, also Orpheus. Matthew's just gone spinning around there, so he's dropped big down a little bit. Got that one there for the highlight reel, perhaps. That's going to drop him down to P18. Is it though? We're battling it out in the midfield. Yeah. Yeah, just watching it on board with him, he's in that midfield action there, 7th, 8th, and 9th. And that's exactly right. Just behind him, over the rear wing, is a very, very fast Audi 220. Looks like an overtake, actually. Gilbert's gone in the pit lane. 71 car. Yeah. That's a lot of work for a lot of drivers to do, yeah, early on. Of course, an hour race, so they have a bit of time to make their way back up there, but that's a lot to catch up. Absolutely. In the chat there, of course, Jay says, g'day, good luck there, Tony, Eric, and Sajal. And Gilmore says, hey, boy, what a start that was. Absolutely what a start that was. For the runners in the top 10, essentially, outside the top 10, you're in a bit of trouble. But it's also very good for Mr. Rodriguez, of course, because now he's got almost a 2-second gap. He's doing everything he needed to do, get up the road there and just worry about what's happening a little bit later. And Mr. Charles, of course, losing 1 place. He needs to be higher than this. You keep an eye on P9 there at the moment. That is really tucked up on the back. P9, of course, is JB. Had to back off a little bit through here. Trying to put a bit of pressure there on Ma. Sergio. Sego, sorry. Sorry, Sergio. Sorry. Called him that before. I didn't say anything. Here we go. As for the fear of the cage, of course, he's got a fear that at the moment the Nicolas Cage's face is looking scary at the back there. At the moment there, Mr. Matador. The drivers did tell me it does put the fear on them actually when they're staring at the back of Nicolas Cage's face. As I asked them about that in the cool down room in the pre-show, they said yes, it does. It does throw us off a little bit, Biggles. Oh! It's not the way you wanted to get the attempt done. Now he's going to drop a couple of places like a Big Mac in James's stomach. You're waiting for that one, weren't you, mate? That's why I do it, mate. You have to go for the McDonald's breakfast so that you can get McDonald's at this time of the morning, but here we go. Well, you can, but it'll be the breakfast menu, not the evening snack menu we're having here at Late Night Racing. Yeah, true. Stop talking about food, James. You're making me hungry now. As somebody was going a little bit off in the background. I think that's the Ferrari number 61 there. As he was trying to put a bit of pressure there on Dosa. And this car stopped in front of him on track. Whoa, who was that? I think that's a spin there from Honda. Of Jake, yes.
Callanan.
So very lucky to avoid Jake, as Jake is actually very clever from Jake to stay there and wait for them to go cruising on by and not T-boning him. You know what? You want more food, make it a T-bone later on. Close at the moment too, James, back to the action there for the battle for the P6. Because Charles, of course, is trying to hold them off as much as possible because he needs higher and higher and higher up. He needs a P3 or more. Currently, the P7 is not going to hold it. That's if he can hold the P7. Pressure behind.
Yeah, well, he's got a tough job with Sego Mark behind him and JB Alcabar behind that. Have to see how these guys can get on. But Charles does need to be moving forward currently because his current position as 6th is not going to get him the victory. So his current position as 6th is not going to get him that victory. So yeah, we'll have to see, and hopefully from his point of view he will be able to move a little bit further up, but currently at the moment sitting down in 6th place, and as I say, not high enough because it looks like Rodriguez is out in front. It's Tony's favourite track as well, so you met there. I think this is Tony's favourite track. It's a ton of fun for him to drive. It is. You can't hear me. You can't hear me now, or you can hear me now?
What?
I don't know. You must put.
I could hear James the whole time. Just give us a test there, James.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
Oh, the level's just a little higher. That's all. I could just hear you, James. I was just doing a bit of a test. Yeah. Crank up yourself, James, a little bit more, and we'll get. Don't worry, we got 50-something minutes to go, James. We're not too well. Ferrari. Yeah, it's early in the morning. Everything's going a little bit pear-shaped for you today, James. Isn't it? Don't worry about it.
It's great, isn't it? Now we can. Oh, okay. Oh, how bizarre. Not entirely shocked, so I've not touched anything. But yeah, when you're up early in the morning and then you log in and everything works the day before, and then you start it up and nothing works, you're like, oh. No.
You had it tested, James. I'm testing itself at the moment. It's a battle for P7 and P8. Down the main straightaway. Into turn 1. I think that's job done, wasn't it, there from Jacob? It was job done there from Jacob. Yeah. 220 car up into P7 now.
But now he's got to be chasing away with Charles Ho as well. But so is Rob Lau and Mei Dong, both on the Fear the Cage. Rob on the right, yeah. Mei Dong on the left. Well, they're left.
No team orders, apparently, James. I've heard. No team orders. It looked like a team order.
No. He made it a little bit more simpler than it probably could have been, to be honest. I think he probably could have fought that a little bit more, but he just didn't. So Rob Lau now into 3rd place. So to see how this one pans out. Tony Rodriguez is just absolutely flying. If you're wondering, guys, he's got a 4.5 second gap. All right, out in front. I am having issues with the overlay software, as you can see. There is not bringing up any times for whatever reason. It doesn't want to. So we are battling fires in the background, but Alex Shen is still moving on. So is Rob Lau, Mei Dong, Jason Ludwig. This is the man who needs to get a little bit further up, is Charles Ho. He's a little bit far back for our liking because he needs to be at least another 2 positions I've got him down on, because the maximum Tony can score is 76. So yeah. Rob needs 13 points, which is 3rd place. Charles needs 13 points, which is 3rd place for them to be drawn.
This is a very good question, as there is another battle brewing for P8 and P7 just behind them. But another good question there. What happens if they equal on points? Do you go then by who won the most races, like you generally do? But keep an eye on for the Golf livery. McLaren making their way out of the final corner into the main straightaway. They couldn't be looking for an overtake there on Jacob. Yeah,
Segomar has returned the favour on JB Alcabar. So JB there goes back down to 8th. So these guys are still going to be having their battle all the way through. Tova is another man battling down Jaime Mendoza.
Charles is going for it now, mate. But Charles is going for it. He's got the extra gear. He's got the extra pace. Maybe he's got the pickup warning there to say, hey, you need to get a few more places. Here we go.
Yeah, he hasn't got enough on him. He hasn't got enough places. So he needs to be moving forward with it. Because otherwise it's going to be, well, from where his current position is, he is only going to get 10 points. So that will put him on 73. So he's not got enough.
Yeah, but if they equal, I guess it's already been presented, right? Because you have to win by 3 points. So I presume if he gets points to him, would that be still not winning because it'll probably roll back to race wins?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the thing. I'm just going to have a quick look.
There'll be more for the calculator, of course, later on as well to worry about.
Yeah, we'll wait for obviously the official results to come in. But
battle for P10 brewing there, James, again. They're still at it. Mr. Mendoza and Tovar, 10 and 11. Can't get too much about that's Ferrari versus the Aston Martin. This last time you heard that, well, Formula One just recently, of course, but in GT3s, you haven't heard it. Yeah.
Who will win the fight, though? That's going to be the question. And currently,
you've also got teammate battles as well. So you got Fear the Cage there.
Yeah, Mei Dong and Rob Lau.
Oh, that's not a way to take the exit out of the corner, and that's going to mean you're going to get yourself back up and do it all over again. But luckily, 47 minutes of time to do it.
Yeah, battling away there. Rob Lau has opened up a gap over Rail Tover currently as well. 0.6. 2.2 currently at the moment. So there is Mei Dong, there is Rob Lau further up the road. Charles Ho still trying to battle up the back of Jason Ludwig. This is all about what this man can do. This is where the story is going to be written, I think, here tonight, Biggles. JB Alcahaba and JB and Sego Ma still battling away.
See the power slide coming out of the corner there at the moment. Sorry if you saw that, but between Jacob and May. And that's Jacob straight on by there. May made a little bit of an error there. Out of the Golf livery. McLaren kept it on the track there, but just allows the L228 car to go screaming on by. Thank you very much. I'll take that one any day of the week.
Yeah, they have been swapping positions all the way through the race, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on.
And a spin, sorry, from Raul. See the Cage team.
Yep, he's gone round. Charles Ho. Oh, I thought almost he was going to get it there as well. Let's have a look back and see what Raul Tover's been up to. So, coming into the boot, he's going to hit the inside edge. Yep. Rolled over. Around he goes. He's got to get it all the way back round again. It's like an absolute age when that happens, isn't it, as well.
Lucky there's no traffic going through there as well, too. Luckily they just lost the one place. It's not even one place. It's not the worst case scenario. You get that out of the fence. Charles is trying to make something for the Paper Mongoose team, of course, as well. Paper Mongoose team are leading the team standings as well. So he's got a lot up for grabs here. He's got overall driver standings and team standings. And here we go. He's going to make a run here, James.
Yeah, he's going to be side by side with Jason Ludwig. Who's going to make it as they come out the top of the S's? Charles Ho is on the right-hand side. He's got the inside line for the chicane. So that should be an interesting one. As they go down now, Ludwig on the left. Charles Ho on the right, and it's going to be another position that gained for Charles Ho. He's now up into 5th place. Getting there. Let's just put it this way. Charles Ho is moving up slowly enough where he's getting there. He's not got too much time lost over the leaders either. Probably about a good 10 seconds. So he's still within range of being able to make some difference at the moment, and he's currently now on 11 points. So that will put him on 74. He's got to find 2 more points to go. Ludwig is, I thought he was going to try and take him off the inside there. That would have been a very unceremonious spin there for Charles Ho, I think, on that one as well, Biggles.
And it's also team orders at play, even though if you're looking really at the moment for the teams, well, is it the Akina Speedstars? They're in the battle, remember? They are in the battle. They're second in the team's standings. Charles is in the Paper Mongoose. They're first. So there's only 3 points separating that team. So he, even though he's not in the Drivers' Championship fight, he's still got to be bringing it for his team. He's still got to help out everything he possibly can. That's going to be the interesting thing at play as we get a little bit further into the race. We're about 15 minutes or change into that one, James. And yeah, we'll be crunching the numbers a little bit later on, for sure, for that.
I'm trying to work out the teams, and at the moment, with people down the order, considering obviously all the incidents early on as well, could get quite interesting. But Matador chasing down Sega Ma currently here, but 43 minutes remaining. We will be opening up the pit window in about 3 minutes. And then obviously the guys that jumped in at the beginning were involved in the major parking lot collision right at the beginning of the broadcast there on lap 1 going up the hill through the S's, so that's going to be an interesting one. I know Sagar Mara is battling away with Matt O'Dore down in 8th place. So Sagar in the McLaren. Apart from Matt Kelly, who's also is out now, but he is 4 laps down, unfortunately, for Matt, after being involved in the incident at the beginning. A lot of people involved in that incident there, Biggles, wasn't it? And it was quite a, well, it's just a Watkins Glen parking lot, really.
It is. That's what happens in motor racing. You turn ones, you're nervous when everybody's, well, not just turn one, of course, but lap 1. Everybody's always nervous on the first laps in any motorsports, even in real motorsports as Formula 1 drivers or whatever. It's survival. That's where the incidents, that's what everybody tunes in for, of course. Everybody wants to see incidents. Sometimes it's cleanly, sometimes not. Surprisingly, in Bathurst, I think it was quite cleanly. But here we go. I think there's an overtaking opportunity for P1, P2. Yes, it is. Check this one out, James. Versus the BMW Fear the Cage. Versing Mr. Sheen, that's in the Aleka Speedstars. I always get that one wrong, but they're the ones battling in the championship for P2 as well for the teams. Fear the Cage is in P4 in the championship for the teams.
Yeah, Rob Lau, Alex Shen. Rob in that Fear the Cage livery. I tell you what, anytime you'd see that coming up behind you, would be just, you'd be scared out your wits. Look, let's have a look. We can get onto the back bumper. Unfortunately, that's brought up the virtual mirror at the top there, which is a little bit.
It does that. Yeah.
A little bit frustrating.
If you go passenger or maybe interior passenger, maybe.
Passenger brings up that dodgy camera for the interior here, but it doesn't matter because Rob Lau is through. So on Alex Shen.
Yeah, you kind of think wasn't it the Unicorn Racing Team or whatever won the livery award? I tell you what, you would put this Fear the Cage livery up there for that wood next time around. That might be pretty good.
Fear the Cage.
I tell you what, yeah, it's still Mr. Rodriguez. Don't tell anybody else, but he's got 11-second gap, and his gap currently to Charles is 17 overall. I know that we can't pull that up on the timing, but I'm going to let you know that it's a 17-second gap to his main competitor in this championship standings for the drivers. But he's got a bit of a buffer, my friend. That's the thing. He's got Fear the Cage drivers in there. Will Fear the Cage try to help out Tony? You got to remember, Charles and Tony are on the same team, so that's even something to play, isn't it, for the Paper Mongoose team? So they're battling it out for the drivers' championship, but in the same cars. And then, of course, you've also got the 420 BMW there of... no, it's actually the Fear the Cage. Yeah, the Fear the Cage team. I think there could be the team here that could either help out Tony or not, depending on how they want to play this one out. Try to keep Charles from making his way up into further up into the field. Because Charles gets P4 at the moment. He's getting closer and closer, isn't he, to that drivers' championship?
Yeah, he's 2 points adrift at the moment. He's 2 points adrift from where he is currently. He needs to somehow get onto the back of Mei Dong. He's dropped Jason Ludwig, which is fine, but he really needs to get onto the back of Mei Dong. He's got about 3 seconds. The pit window is open. So they have entered into their pit window, so they can start diving in here as well. So, but it's going to be how close he can get up. That's going to be the problem.
Alex is a spanner in the mix here too. This is what's going to be very fun. I'm just having a look at all the standings and jazz like that. Where Alex currently is too.
Alex is sitting where he's third.
But Alex is in the pro standings. Yeah, in the pro standings, he's second, and he wants to continue that 1 second. I don't think Chris is down at P15, so it's not going to be too much of a threat. So he's looking for that P2. But team-wise as well. I don't remember, they also are battling Fear the Cage, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think it might be a little bit too much difference between them, but yeah, there is, because there's
Raven West. Yeah, there's Raven West in the middle, isn't there?
Yeah, but Alex is going to be battling overall to beat Paper Mongoose and his team. The problem is he doesn't have Jason and Matt close enough to get a couple of crucial points there. Matt Kelly and Jason Ludwig needs them to help out. As
Shen goes into the pits.
Shen goes in. Yep.
So if Charles can keep out of that one, he's going to have 4th place. So currently at the moment, as I bring up the standings, that's plus 12 on his 63. That will give him 75. He's one back. One back for Charles Ho, but he can't be afforded to power slide that car out anymore. He's got to be looking at now trying to get Mei Dong. Mei Dong's 2.4 seconds. There's Charles in the background. So it's actually 3.9, sorry. So Charles is trying to move up slowly, but he needs to kind of get a shift on a little bit.
Shift it up a gear, shift it down a gear, and up and down a gear as quickly as you possibly can. The pit window's open, as you mentioned, for another 17 minutes and change. Maybe that undercut might work. We'll find out whether or not Mr. Shen can... what's going to happen with Charles? Can Charles do the overcut here and perhaps get past him? Be the question. We still have these other drivers to box currently at the moment as well, too, for the top 8. Still the other drivers. The other driver at the moment is Chris at the moment, P16 for the Ferrari. He's been in and out. He's got his pit stop mandatory done. And so is Alex that you just saw adventure into there.
Nick Show has gone off as well. We'll try and have a look. Is this under his own fruition or did he get help from Matt O'Dore? No, completely on his own. Oh, young sir. Well, it happens in that chicane. I've seen it so many times in there, Biggles, and I think that's the that's going to be one of the things these guys are going to have to look out for, is that chicane as well as the race goes on. 36 minutes left there as well.
So Matt's in. Yep. So is the other Beamer. So the Fear the Cage team are coming in together. I'll understand.
Yep, 16 minutes and change left. Charles Hope now into second place, which I can tell you, if he can stay there, he will win the championship, and he will win by 1 point. So, yeah.
He's still got to make a pit stop, so is our race leader. It's depending on how much they clear it out, because we do know that Mr. Alex in the Bentley in P11 currently at the moment, he's made his pit stop now. He is currently, he's about a minute and change down the road, 1 minute and 21 seconds away from our race leader. Now, I'm not going to do the calculation of what it is currently. Let's say he's 1 minute away from Charles. There you go. So what's the pit stop time around here, mate?
Well, it could be anything. Let's just say Alex Shen's pit stop time was 1 minute 9.
There you go.
Yeah, 1 minute 9 it's saying. So, you know, that's what he needs and that's what he's got. He's got, what's he got at the moment? He's got Alex Shen 1:21. So it's possible, but it's going to be close, and he's got to try and he's got to get on his boots. He can't afford to be partly with Jason Ludwig here. He needs Ludwig to either go in.
Yeah, I was about to say, Jason's right up his tailpipe, isn't he? Of course. Yeah. And remember, Jason has to be battling for his team, because there are only 3 points between him and the Paper Mongoose team, which is being led by Tony and Charles currently at the moment. Remember, those top 2 are actually going to be mopping up the team standings. But then again, they still have to make their pit stops. So does Jason.
Yeah, Rob Lau.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Come out really close to Alex Shen here as well at the pits. Not too far back at all.
Oh, Charles is in. Now, this is crucial. Look at, we have to keep an eye on those of Mr. Alex, right? And everybody else has made those pit stops, and those are the drivers, P9, P10, P11. They've all made their pit stops currently at the moment. We can't show you on the graphics, but we're telling you they have. And where they are going to be coming out, James, the 47 car is crucial. He needs to jump, doesn't he? Charles coming out of the pit road. Where is he currently at the moment? Make his way around the hill. Yeah,
Charles. There's Alex Shen there. They're coming up through turn 9 currently at the moment. Charles still in the pits. So he needs to be looking at coming out. Kasego Ma hasn't taken Jason. JB hasn't taken his.
They're coming around the final corner now, turn 11. As those little dots in the pit lane, you can see. You got to remember. Yeah, you also got to remember that there's a huge battle. He's got a battle behind him as well, too, Alex. So he's got to fit the cage car of Mr. Lou.
It's going to be. They're gone already.
Wait, they've gone already? Yeah, exactly. Charles is up the road.
And Charles is there. He's just coming out. So that didn't work out. Rob Lau going up for the top part of the S's. Charles starting at the base. So
they lost a lot of time. Pit stops. A lot.
Yeah. 4.8 to these guys now. I don't think this is looking too clever for Charles at the moment.
Yeah, so it's pretty balanced. Yeah, I thought Charles would be behind him. They've jumped. Although Charles hasn't jumped them, put it that way, the pit stops, because they were ahead of Charles, remember, before the pits.
Charles has jumped Mei Dong. Mei Dong is behind him. But he didn't get Rob Lau or Alex Shen.
Rob Lau. And then Rico. Here we go. Tony's in the pit lane right now, and race leader. Now he should have a comfortable lead, because where are they? The other drivers at the moment, they're
right the way around the back, they're coming through Toad. But then again, this is where they were when Charles went in, and we thought he should come back out in front, but he kind of didn't. Stop and go second. Car number 61 has got a stop and go penalty. That's Raul Toad for speeding in the pits.
Yep.
So there's Ludwig.
Yeah, you're lucky at the moment that wasn't Mr. Rodriguez getting that one, otherwise it could be game over.
That's what I thought it was when I read it. I was like, car 61, who is that? And it turns out it's Raul Tova. But Rodriguez is still, he's on his way out now. That's fine, because there's Rob Lau and Alex Shen. And Tony Rodriguez is coming out, and he's on his way on his boot. So Tony did make it out in front this time. Charles Ho is, he needs to catch Rob Lau, and after these pit stop cycles, because there's Jaime Mendoza, JB Alcabar, and Jason Ludwig kind of out of position. Sego Mara as well, because they've not pitted, but they have only got 11 minutes left on their window, so it's going to be interesting to see how that one pans out for these guys. Rob Lau, Alex Shen, from his point of view, he needs Rob Lau and Alex Shen to be fighting away. So there we go. Sea Goat. Maybe. And
more importantly, Tony did come out a bit of traffic, but he's cleared that as quickly as possible. You don't want to be losing too much time when you come out in the cold tyres there, trying to get your temperature back up. So that's good for him. And Ludwig has gone into the pit road right now to make his mandatory pit stop. Missed out at the moment currently, so it would still be Mr. Rodriguez leading the race. It's only 28 seconds, 34 seconds away from our race leader at the moment. We know pit stops are longer than that. So more importantly, where his gap to Charles is currently running P8 is going to pan out after all those pit stops done and dusted.
It's whether or not here. Charles is coming around turn 8. All right. So there's a little red dot on your track map on the right-hand side, so you can't see where he's at. Jason Ludwig is stopped. That's a very unconventional stop there. I've got to be honest. From Matt, I believe that's Matt Orpheus who's parked. Yeah, it is at a wonky angle. Jaime Mendoza's coming in as well. So it seems to be that these guys are coming into the pit. So it's going to be Charles now. How far is he going to springboard himself? Is he going to get Ludwig? Ludwig still sat in the pits. Jason's coming round. Charles has jumped Jason Ludwig. I'm trying to think where that's going to put him out. That could actually put him into 4th place here. Sego Mara's got a pit. JB Alcabar's got a pit as well. But at the moment, he's got to defend for his life from Mei Dong. He's got to take that inside, take the inside. So Charles, otherwise he's going to come and have you, mate, as they go into the chicane. Oh.
No, Mei Dong was clever to back off through that one. Otherwise, that would have been a little bit. It's actually cost him a ton of time backing off through there.
Yeah, that would have been complete and utter disaster for him if he'd gone through there and they both had contact and then spinning around in the chicane. It wouldn't have been good. We're just waiting for the last of the pit stop cycles to settle down, guys, and then we will be able to tell you what is happening. JB Alcabar is in the pit. Sego Mara is going in now. So that should be Tony Rodriguez, Shen Lau, Charles Ho. Now, 4 points gives Charles Ho 12. Tony's still on the maximum of 16. So unfortunately it's still not enough. He will be on 75 points, so it's not enough, unfortunately, for Charles Ho.
Yet he's got 28 about 30 minutes right now to get everything he possibly can squeeze out of that Aston Martin. That's going to be the key, isn't it, for the and as well as try to help out his team, because they are battling in their own different classes as well. The Cage are going to be picking up a ton of points here on Raven West Motorsports, but I don't think they're going to be a problem for Feed the Cage in the team standings.
Yeah, he's literally 4th place now. So 63 at the
overtake
12.
from Gilbert, I think, on yes.
Yeah, they're in the
up to
pits, so they're coming through the people in the pits. There's Sego Mara still coming out. This is going to be the interesting one here. Sego Mara and Matt O'Dore, they were fighting on the way in. There goes Matt. Sego still in the pits. So Matt O'Dore does jump Sego in ninth. Drive through penalty for speeding in the pit lane for car number 86. That is Sego Mara. Unfortunately, he's going to have a drive through again there as well. So...
Oh! Robert's made a mistake there for Feather Cage and P3. His car's gone all over the place, so maybe it's just me.
Oh, no, let me go and have a look and see.
Netcode.
See. Here he is going into the chicane.
Oh, he's bumping another car. I think there's netcode. Something's going on here, mate.
Something's going on. He's not...
Yeah. It's twitching everywhere.
Yeah, he's going... Oh! What?
That's what I'm looking at. Yeah, it's a suspected thing. We don't know on that one. We'll find out soon once it settles itself out. But the battle for P6 is still brewing, my friend.
Yeah.
There's 3 cars now. But then again, Gilbert still has to box, so he's kind of like a little bit of the slower car bringing the other 2 into play.
Yeah, Matt Gilbert in the BMW. We are expecting him to go into the pits, I would have thought, this time around, because that will release Jason Ludwig and JB Alcabar after that as well. As they've got 6 minutes in the pit window, 26 minutes remaining. Currently, Tony Rodriguez is going to be your championship winner. That's basically where we're at the moment. Charles Ho is not enough up the road. He's got 3.8 seconds to get to Alex Shen, and I don't know if he's going to have enough, because considering last time out there on a 140, Shen did a 147.58. Charles Ho did a 145. I don't know if he's going to consistently be able to pull 2 seconds in on him before the 26 minutes is up, to be honest.
I don't know. I'm still looking at this crazy battle that's happening between those 6, 7, and 8, because we still know there's a pit stop grabs. So they're going to be 3 abreast here, James. Hold on tight.
Going into the chicane now. How's this one going to work out? Jason Ludwig's through on Michael Gilbert. JB couldn't get through. He's still stuck behind him currently at the moment. But I don't think it's going to be long before he's having another battle as well. JB's going to be looking at making his way through now. Gilbert runs in a little bit wide. He's got to go defensive on the inside. And JB is through. So there we go. JB clears
Gilbert did hold him up as long as he possibly could right before his pit stops. He's going to have to jump in very, very soon. Oh, he's still ahead of him. My apologies. Those guys are battling, yeah. So just slowing them up a little bit, maybe bringing everybody into play, because they're second. Jason's second in the team championship, remember? For his team. So it's doing what they can ever do to try to get past. But here we go. Mr. Maydong in the Fury Cage, not doing too much about Charles, but he's still sticking with Charles. Remember that can very much help out Mr. Rodriguez and prevent Charles from getting up the road there and try to catch Alex in P3.
Yeah. I think we might... The gap's come down, right? It's down to 2.2 over Alex Shem. So let's not forget Alex is not in the championship fight.
JB gets past. Sorry to cut you off there. It's up at a P6 now, so it does get past. Is the Aston Martin 97 car.
Jason Ludwig. Jason Ludwig, yeah. Michael Gilbert's into the pits. Jason Ludwig and JB Alcabar battling away. Pit windows open for another 4 minutes. So everybody, by the looks of it, has had their pit stop done.
I'll tell you what, James. Charles's last lap, 45.5. Alex Sheen, 47 flat.
That's what I mean.
So that's down to 1.5 now of Alex.
Yeah, as we can see.
He's making a run.
Matt O'Dore, Jason Ludwig still battling it away. It's here with Charles Ho. There is Alex Shen in front. He needs his third place to draw. He needs the third place to draw. So he's got to kind of.
Well, he's looking good.
Yeah,
he's looking. I mean, at the moment, you've got 23 minutes to go. He's shaving time off Alex up the road. So I think he's comfortably just going to gain, get ready for an overtake, and then continue to make his way up. But yeah, 3 to draw is not too bad at the moment, considering he started pretty far, further back, and now putting on the pace, and now putting the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, he's obviously +6 on where he was at the not +6, +2 on where he was on his grid. He started in 6th place. He's got Alex Shed now, 0.5. And he needs this place to draw with Tony Rodriguez. So I think from Charles Hose's point of view, it is vitally important that he clears Alex Shen as quickly as possible to see if he can move up one more, because he only needs one more place to get up to Rob Lau to get the overall victory.
Yeah, that means once he gets past Alex, that's a 3 to 4 second gain. And then forget Tony. Tony's 20 seconds and change down the road, so he's got no hope of beating Tony. But he only needs to get that P2, right? P3.
He needs to get P3 to draw, P2 to win.
And P2 to win. So it's possible. P3 is very possible. You can see the battle. And P2 will be very possible once he gets past, because that's only 4 seconds and 22 minutes. But that's it. It's about the best he can do, unless Mr. Tony makes a mistake. And I don't think Tony's going to make a mistake. He's masterminded this track so far.
Yeah, I think this is, as I said earlier on, we did read that Tony's favourite track. So, from that point of view, I think he could be in Charles Ho's. Tony's not going to make a mistake here as well. Basically, Tony's doing everything he needs to be doing. He's gone out, he's won the race, he's put himself in a great position. It's all on Charles, and that's the thing. That was where the pressure was going to come from anyway. Tony's gone and done his job. He's got out in front, he's leading by 19 seconds, and here we go. Oh, Charles sitting behind him. Wait for the S's run. Fuck up right behind him, behind the S's run, and then to get him on the straight. That's probably going to be the best way of handling this situation, I think, from his point of view, Biggles.
And meanwhile, too, this is costing him time, because now the gap to P2 between Alex is 4.5. So that's another second or so that they've gained. And this is now probably creeping a bit of frustration there from Charles, as you can see. Down to the marbles.
Oh, no, don't do it. Block that inside off, otherwise Mei Dong's going to come and have that position out of your pocket. He's going to pit pocket you, dude.
Absolutely, Mei Dong. Why not? Steal it. If you can. You can upset this whole championship side by side, pumping and grinding. Mei Dong, can he do it? I don't know.
He's got the door open into the next one, though. Unfortunately, this could be another position. Charles Ho is going to go down. He's gone from leading, he's gone from being possibly getting a position to going down now and giving himself a big old mission to climb back up again.
It's got to be a little bit of breathing space from Alex, isn't it? Now, I'll say he was under massive attack there from Charles, and now he's got a little bit of breathing because Charles and Mei Dong are going at it too for now. And actually, wow. That's all you can say. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure whether or not the gap was left there either. I think from Charles's point of view, it's possible we could sit back and say, well, the gap wasn't left for me from Alex while he was running up beside him up the straight, which he would have a fair shout, to be fair, because the door was closing and the gap wasn't left for him. So, you know, he would have a fair shout for some form of, you know, complaint if he wanted to put it in. But Mei Dong, he needs Mei Dong to go at it with Alex, really, to slow him down.
Yeah.
So we can.
Maybe that's a good, clever play. Because now the gap up the road, we go, but the gap up the road now increased to 7 seconds. So he's got to get that P2, remember, and it's costing him even more time here in this 3 battle.
Yeah. Oh, Alex Shen. He got bullied off that position. Oh, no. Charles. Oh. Needs to keep it clean. Mei Dong's just jumped both of them. Now Charles needs to back up into 4th place, back onto 75. He needs Mei Dong to draw. So, poor old Charles is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place at the minute, Biggles.
Yeah, because when they were battling, and remember, because he wanted to try to get past and then make his way up at a P2, that was only about, 3 to 4 seconds, just a couple ups earlier. Now it's 8-second gap. So even if he does manage to find his way past Mr. Dong, he's now got to get a 9-second deficit down to win the championship series. Otherwise, he's going to be eyeing it. I think you said drawing it. We don't quite sure how that draw's going to pan out.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on the draw situation, to be honest. But what I do know is he needs to get Maidong. That's it. That's it for Charles Ho. That's got to be his goal for the next 18 minutes. He needs to keep it smooth. He needs to put in his best times at 145s. He needs to be doing that consistently at the moment because Rob Lau up in second is still doing 145s. Charles's last one, 148.6. They lost 3 seconds. The gap is now 8.4 from Maidong to Rob Lau. So there's minimal chance that he's going to get that, but he's got to get Maidong for third place. He has to get it for third to be able to at least draw with Tony Rodriguez.
I think you're right. That's the best opportunity now. That opportunity earlier on,
and if it will go
10 minutes ago, is gone.
Yeah,
yep,
but I think if it's going to go to countbacks as well, I think there's a possibility, if I remember correctly, Charles might take that. I'm just going to do some quick maths in the background. You lot, carry on having a chinwag between yourself. I've got a funny feeling Charles has won more than Tony. Hold on, I'm just kind of looking back through now.
Yeah, I'm just having a look through some of this. I'm going to try to calculate what's going to happen to the rest of the team standing. So that's it's going to be
Charles.
Interesting. Yeah, I think the teams of Charles currently at the moment and Tony is here, then the team's going to be wrapped up there by Paper Mongoose, so that should not be a problem to take that one. But of course, that drivers were still trying to pan out overall with the classes. Well, that's also something to look at. Tony wrap up the pro standings. Charles would wrap up the silver, and going down to the AM. Well, let's have a look. I think James Demonic is all the way down.
Demonic.
He's not even in. Oh, he's all the way down the bottom. Yeah. So Matt Kelly, you're looking where Matt Kelly is. Yeah, Matt Kelly's down the bottom. So yeah, I think James will still have that one wrapped up. Okay, so that's it for the AM standings. So, yeah, still there. Driver standings, the one in question that you'd mentioned. There was going into this race. There was 3 points separating. Charles had the lead, 3 points. Tony had 60 points, so 63 and 60. Now, we know, for a fact that 16 points for a P1 and 12 points for a P4.
Do you know the interesting fact here, Biggles?
He needs P3 to be 3 points exactly the same, as you said.
Yeah, but the winner will be Tony Rodriguez if they go into count back of victories. Because believe it or not, considering where Charles Ho is, Charles has never won a race this season.
Wow. That's going to hurt him then, isn't it?
Yep, never won a race.
That's about the time it's going to hurt you.
Yep, Tony's taken 2. I thought it was the other way around, but actually it's not. Tony's taken 2 victories. Tony won on the first race in Silverstone. So Tony took the victory in round 1. He then got a second place in round 2. Round 3 at Donington, he took the victory. And then again, that's it. So he's had 2 victories. Yep. So it will be Tony's if they're going back on race victories. But Charles has got to give himself the best opportunity, and he's got 14
He has to
minutes
give himself the best opportunity because his motor racing, anything can happen. Something might happen with Tony. All of a sudden, Tony could lose it out of control, have a collision. There could be a car that spins out of control, and he unfortunately becomes a victim of an accident. Yeah, you've always, like anything of a race driver, you got to just give it everything you got until you see the checkered flag, and then do your countbacks and pound out after that one. At the moment, but Charles is just having a problem getting past the 69 BMW car there because that's still a problem. I mean, he needs to get past Mr. Maidong, otherwise it doesn't matter about the countbacks.
But the thing is with him, I don't know if he's doing the move too early into turn 1. Like, I would sit behind Maidong. Now, don't get me wrong, these guys are probably 10 times better than I am. But from a commentator's point of view, where we see literally thousands and thousands of hours of racing, most people kind of sit behind in turn 1, follow him up through the S's, and then make the move there as well. Oh, where is he going? Who was that in that Ferrari? Aaron Peters. Let's have a look back and see, but that was not good from Aaron Peters at all here.
Did I just miss James?
I'm not
because
sure.
Maidong's gone backwards. Alan's.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Mei Dong got involved here. Watch, Aaron Peters comes round. He's all out of control. He gets out the way and just puts Mei Dong into the wall.
Oh, no. I just saw that. And the 1 second I stepped away from the screen, I just missed that action. Ow. Now, Mr. Mei Dong's not going to be a happy camper about that. Charles certainly will. And that's...
I'm not entirely sure that Mei Dong's going to be chuffed to bits with that either. Oh, poor Aaron Peters.
Yeah, mate, Mei Dong's got a few of those... we'll go down to you, mate. How's it in the cockpit? That's what it would be, yeah, exactly.
You can imagine, can't you, the Max Verstappen incident there where it's just full out, what? The bib? Is this bib going to be up to bib? It shouldn't be in the bib. It's like, oh, my God.
But at least I can tell you right now then, James, that Sunday Night Racing Series is not a clown show at all. Like, sorry, Max Verstappen. This is not a clown show. This is a real racing show. This is the only thing I was worried about with Mr. Tony, mate. Rodriguez leading this race. It's anything like that can happen, and all of a sudden you could be in trouble.
Yeah, if that was Tony, can you imagine if that was Tony Rodriguez and he put him in the wall? Oh my God, blimey.
I know, but that's what happens when you got all these lap cars. You can see on the track map, they're all spread out around there. They're all going to be approaching some of those cars. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, or the way you munch down a bacon and cheeseburger or whatever it is that you're having. Double sausage egg McMuffin here. It's not sponsored by McDonald's at this time of the morning.
Can you stop talking about food? Like, straight up, I'm sitting here absolutely starving. I'm thinking I might go down and get a double sausage egg McMuffin before I get ready for work.
You can get it delivered, my friend. They can get it delivered by...
Mate, I've got more sheep in my town than people. Well, there's no chance of me having a remote food service around here that's going to deliver my McDonald's. You know what I mean? I think we should start a GoFundMe, James to move location, because currently, I've got more sheep than humans where I live, and I don't even have a Uber Eats or anything like that. I've got nothing down there.
I got more toucans where I live, mate. What are you talking about? I'm in the middle of a jungle. There's no such thing as fast food. I can get anything delivered, but delivering at the moment may be something that Mr. Rodriguez is, because at 11 minutes and change from now, he's going to be delivering himself on the top step, and he's going to have all those Big Macs he possibly wants, mate, and a bit of the bubbly stuff, of course.
Stop talking about McDonald's.
All right, let's go racing.
I will literally kill you. Please stop.
I know what to give James for when I come out of the airport and go visit James. James, I'm here, and I have it anyway. So far this season, but hasn't it been a cracker? It's been a really, really good season, I have to say, from what it seems. Paper Mongoose team, it should be wrapping up those team championships. Akina Speed Stars, am I pronouncing that one correctly?
Yeah,
I think they're still... Yeah, they'll still secure that P2.
Yeah, they will.
I think.
Yeah, Ravensworth is too far back, and for the cage, no matter where Mei Dong and Rob Lau finish, I don't think they need 20 points. But obviously the others are going to score as well, so I think that one's done. But I think from here, Paper Mongoose should wrap this up. Akina Speedstars will be second. So, been watching before bed.
What do you think, James?
What?
I think we should get. I'll just call Tiny's phone right now. Let me wait until he gets into the heel and the toe or the boot, and we'll give him a call. We'll just start ringing his cell phone and go, Tony.
Yeah, no, I think from our point of view, Yuna's going to be able to go and tell Tony that obviously I think he's going to win anyway. Dylan Gonaz, welcome in, Dylan. I hope you're well. You're from the LSRL. Been watching before bed. Always top-notch broadcasting. Cheers, fellas. I should get into a course someday. You should do, mate. Come and join us. If you haven't watched last night's race room action as well on the TCRs, please go and watch it, because that was literally physically insane, wasn't it, Biggles? It was just unbelievable action last night.
I think it was 15 minutes of highlights that I got overall, I think, from both of those races. That's a lot of highlights, mate. That was a cracker of action.
It was absolutely a ding-dong action in TCR. So if you haven't watched it back, please go and watch it back for the SOP Motorsport there as well, because... so much action, I didn't even know where to point the camera at one point. It was absolutely incredible.
Well, you want to point a camera at the moment. There's still some battles going on. P14 and P15, I think, is that Jay? Yeah, Jake a little bit further down the action there. Well, there's a little bit of a break.
Yeah, Jake
there's other drivers here. That's the Honda.
Jake and Chris.
Oh, right on cue. That's me on me. That's on me, mate. That's my first casting commentating of the day. Casting cursing as he goes spinaroo. Oh, he's going to get out of the racing line. There are cars coming around. Ooh. You imagine right now if Tony was to see that sideways car.
I don't think anybody would be too impressed. about now either. You know what I mean? The thing is as well for Tony, right? He's got to be careful. You know, he's got a lot of cars in front of him as well, and he's got to be careful because otherwise he's going to really struggle. He's got car 22 in front of him, which is Nick's show. Then he's got car number 86 in front of that. That's all out of sorts as well. So, which is Sego Mar. So there's a couple of cars in front of him that could potentially cause his problems. So there you go. You know, his phone is silent at all times. It's 50-50 when I call him, whether or not he's going to pick up on Tony. So there we go.
All right. Give him a call then. No, don't do it.
But he can't.
Yeah, you know what? Do it.
His phone is on silent literally at all times. Is that
maybe he forgot to put it on silent?
No, mate. The thing is that why he's driving? You know, or are we talking literally all day, every day?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe. But sometimes you got to remember, he's so busy with the league too, he might have actually forgot. That can happen, right? You know that, James. Something happens last minute. You got to tick all the boxes. You've got 30 things to do, and you tick 29 of them. You might have forgot that one. I don't think... You know, we're not going to be popular if we do this to Tony. I would feel so awful. Yeah, we're entertainers, aren't we, James? And we're supposed to be putting an entertainment show on. I think we are.
I don't think anything's going to happen to Tony, right? I'm predicting that Tony's going to...
Somebody just went off ahead of him. Just want to cut you off.
Sorry, who went off?
Somebody went off track. There's a bit of dirt thrown up just up the road. Sorry. But yeah, go ahead.
So Eunice says all day, every day.
Okay.
So...
No. There's a way around this. There is a way around this.
Why?
It's, okay, all right, real quick, let's see if anything happens here. One of my ex-girlfriends used to can't find her phone all the time, right? And sometimes it'd be on silent. You can use your Alexa or go, you Google Home and all that sort of stuff. You can say, find my phone. Ring it flat out, full speed, even if it's on silent, so you can find your phone. Maybe if you can find a way of, if Tony has any of those home automation systems, that could work. I'm not suggesting it. Yeah, it will do that. It'll ring your phone absolutely flat out, like full ring. Because that's what happens. You can't find your phone if it's silent, right? So it does it. Anyway.
Dylan says he's loving Tony's livery, late 80s soft drink cup. Una has said, I can stick my head in the room and distract him if we want to add some drama.
Go unplug the USB from the
Wi-Fi. No, I think from your point of view, it's best to probably stay alive. I think if you went in and said anything to Tony right about now, I think not only would he probably come after, you guys might not have a relationship, and any more than he might come after me and Biggles, and we might not be back next season. So probably best we just leave Tony to it. You know what I mean?
Keep him happy right now. Go get him a Big Mac.
Oh,
I think that'll keep James happy. All right. He's got traffic up the road. Have a look right now of Tony Rodriguez. So hopefully he wants to get past his car as quickly as possible. They are gonna not make it easier for him. Why not?
22. That is Nick's show. From Nick's perspective, he kind of really should be moving. There we go. He's moved over.
He's got the blue. He did it.
Yeah, he did. So Nick's show has moved over.
Oh, look, there he is. Hey,
Google.
I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it because my phone will ring right now if I do yell that out. So, and then I'm going to be on the stream. So no, depending what you have. So say, hey, James, where's my Big Mac? Does that work?
Oh, bet. Right, so we've got 7.2 seconds now from Charles Ho to Rob Lau. So it's whether or not, I don't think in the next 4 minutes he's going to be able to catch Rob Lau. I'm sorry, Charles. I just don't think you're quite that. He's pulled out half a second a lap. Half a second a lap. 4 minutes to go. They've got about 4 laps. He's only going to pull out 2 seconds. He's probably going to get that down to about 5.5, unless something really, really drastic happens to fear the cage of Robert Lau. But yeah.
And that's got to, I'd have to say, Mei Dong and Alex have been the ones that have been his Achilles heel, haven't they, this evening for Mr. Charles? Because Charles had to struggle a lot with them. And if he could have cleared them away easier, of course, these are drivers, they're not going to just allow you to get past. All the drivers told me in the driver's briefing earlier, like, they're all just going for it. Like, teams or not, doesn't matter. We're going for it. We're going to race. So that's been a little bit of the, once again, Achilles heel, of course, to here. Of course, in Watkins Glen with the toe, the boot, the heel. and therefore that's just not allowed Charles to get that run that he needed to get to P2.
Well, he's got it down to 6.8. So we'll have to see on that one. Yuma's in YouTube again. The relationship, well, she's put fingers crossed first. The relationship is stronger than the championship loss. Yeah.
Is that the fingers crossed behind your back, as you're saying?
Yeah, the fingers crossed that she goes in and distracts Tony. Tony, you know, she's hoping that Tony will find it. You know, it's okay, love. I've just lost the championship. Thank you very much for distracting
Have you got
me.
the champagne ready for him? Because it's only in about under 3 minutes right now. You can pop the bubbly stuff for him and splash it all over him because he's about to win this championship.
Well, hopefully, if they are going to be doing... whoever this is needs to move. Like, I do understand that you're battling away, but whoever you are, please try and remove yourself from
They're
this
boxing
situation.
him in. They're teammates. They're boxing him in.
Who actually is that?
No.
Is that in 11th place? Is that Jaime Mendoza? Yeah, it is. Jaime Mendoza. I'm sorry, son. Please get...
They're ganging up on Charles.
Yeah, can you remove yourself out of the way of this situation? Charles is fighting for a championship here, Jaime. Come on, son. You're under blue flags. Get out of the way.
I think they're having fun. I think even if they're even...
championship. Charles wants this.
He's got 8-point-something seconds to catch P2, mate. I'm not quite sure that's
the gap was
possible.
down.
Yeah.
The thing is, right, before he hit Jaime, the gap was down to 6.8.
Yeah, he's moved now. You got your message.
It should have been a long time ago. Oh, Mendoza, come on, bud. You are literally in a man's way.
All right. Whatever Tony wants. He's going to win it.
1.1 second last time.
Let's go a little bit of camera time, I guess, to the man that's wrapped up a championship. You have to do the one. We don't get to see it too much because he's been leading this race by such a long time. Since the very start, mate, he did everything right, ticked all the boxes, got the qualifying by a great gap, though. I think it was 0.3 or 0.4, just annihilated the qualifying. Started out strong, got through the first couple of corners, no problemo. Built a gap up a couple of seconds after a couple of laps, and ever since then, Mr. Tony Rodriguez was unstoppable his way to the championship win for the drivers. No problemo. And for the teams, it's ticking all the right boxes off for Tony, that's for sure.
Yeah. I would still be happy I would still be unhappy if I was Charles then. I got to be honest.
Yeah, you're British, mate. You're allowed to complain. You guys just complain all the time.
Down, Biggles. The gap was down to 6.5. He was pulling
complain about
the
losing your World Cup. You complain about Australia beating you and
mate, I don't care about cricket.
I mean,
cricket is like literally I put it on to fall asleep. You know what I mean?
Complaining about Daniel Ricciardo beating your driver. I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But here we go.
Moving out the way for Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, that one as well. That didn't take long.
Charles Ho losing the championship here because he couldn't get past somebody.
He didn't lose. It was 8 seconds to change down the road. He didn't have a chance.
It was down to 6 seconds. He got it down to.
I reckon do you think Mr. Rob is just going to make a mistake right now when he had a 9-second gap?
No, but Tony's on the final lap, so,
right.
Here we go. And if we're going to go countbacks, then it could be Tony. Get him a whiskey ready, Una. Tell him congratulations from us up here in the booth if they are going countbacks, which I think they're doing what we said about. So it should be countbacks on how many victories, and if that is the case...
Yeah, we called it too soon? I hope not. We'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, but that's the general situation on countbacks, isn't it? How many races you won?
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah. So I think from Tony's point of view here, he's going to be doing a stellar job. Michael Gilbert is behind him, battling it away there with Sego Mart. But I think it is going to be Mr. Rodriguez, bar any major dramas. Yumna pulling the internet.
Oh. Tony, what's he got at the moment? Turn 9, he's done the heel. He's got turn 10, James.
Yeah, can you imagine around the final corner, Tony's internet cuts out. But here we go. Tony Rodriguez is going to be your victor here in Watkins Glen. I think he's going to take it as well. I think he is going to take the championship. T-Rod takes the victory here tonight with Rob Lau second. Hold on.
You'll have to wait about half a lap down because Rob's about 30 seconds to change down the road. Fear Cage have been producing well. What's up?
I thought Rob was going really slowly then. I almost got excited that Charles might have caught him, but clearly I must have been...
That was just Nicolas Cage's face scaring you off as he's going to make his way across the line there. Rob Starr will get the P2. a couple of, down there. He held a great job too. We forgot about poor Rob, but Rob did a great job.
Yeah.
Good job there for Fear of the Cage team.
Charles Ho comes across the line. Alex Shen, Jaime Mendoza has finished. Sego Ma, Michael Gilbert, Nick Show, Chris Namak, Jake Hallinan, Stego Ma, May Dong has now just finished. JB comes across the line as well. Jason Ludwig down his 7th in the end for Mr. Ludwig. Matt O'Donnell going to come across the line behind him. And then we got this battle, Juan, James, and Matt Kelly.
I think we need to tell, you can jump into the room right now and tell Mr. Tony Rodriguez to do a couple of burnouts for us. Sign his autograph in rubber on the track because he's done it.
Mm-hmm. Here comes
Let's get a couple of victory burnouts.
On the run down here to the line, is Juan going to get Michael Kelly? He has! Oh! There as well. Race session has ended.
Is he going to burn out? Here we go. We get a chance for Mr. Rodriguez to get a burnout. It's ended. No, he's gone back to pit lane. All right.
It has ended. And, well, I think overall that was an absolutely stellar race there as well. Tony Rodriguez did take the victory. Rob Lau in 2nd. Charles Ho 3rd. Alex Chen in 4th. May Dong 5th. JB Alcabar 6th. Jason Ludwig 7th. Matt O'Donnell 8th. Sego Ma 9th. Michael Gilbert 10th. Jaime Mendoza 11th. Nick Show in 12th. Chris Namak 13th. Jake Hallinan 14th. Juan Namak 15th. James Namak 16th. And Matt Kelly in 17th place. As we can see there, the guys in the pits. So there we go. And now we're going to be looking to get the individuals into the booth. So where is Mr. Rodriguez? So let me jump into here. Do some. Let's get Tony, Charles, and I believe it's going to be May Dong, isn't it? That we think is going to be third place, Biggles?
I thought Alex was 3rd place.
He was, but it's going to be May Dong in the championship, isn't it?
Oh yes,
no,
of course, absolutely.
Yeah, he's going to be.
Yeah.
So
you're right, mate. Sorry, I'm downing a half a bottle of champagne right now.
Oh, nice.
I'm not actually. That's right. They are doing it, mate. Winning. I'm just snacking right now on a sausage and egg McMuffin. There we go. That's right at you. Oh. I'm going to be murdering poor
Mate, I am. Do you know what? After this, I am literally going to McDonald's. Stop it.
You take a photo and you post it on the Instagram.
Man, I am.
Biggles.
What does James do at 6 in the morning after a broadcast at 5? He goes to McDonald's. You keep talking about it. You're driving me crazy. Right, let's get some people in here as well. Move Tony to the waiting room. Then we want... Who else do we want? Charles in the waiting room.
The power of just yanking drivers by the scruff of the neck and pulling them in there.
Well,
but
they talk, and I want to chat to them. So they behave yourselves.
No, they're good. They're good. They're a good bunch of blokes, mate.
Right.
They are very much open. Yep.
Right, let's bring in your winner this evening, Mr. Tony Rodriguez. Good evening, Tony. How are you?
I am doing well. That was a fun race.
Well, a pretty lonely race for you, mate, to be honest. It looked like you were more just tootling around on a Sunday morning, on a Monday.
On a Monday night. The same joke.
Hey, I had to get it in before the end. Stop, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Was it as difficult as it looked? It didn't really look that difficult, Tony. You just had to kind of keep it on track, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I told you guys that, it's pretty strong here. I feel pretty strong at Watkins Glen, and I knew that I had the pace, so I just had to pull the consistency, and that's what I did. So
I will tell you now, you guys are actually drawing on points. Now, if we go back to countbacks on victories, believe it or not, Charles hasn't won a race this season where you have. So if you go back to countbacks on victories, you are currently the champion.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. And if you
sorry to Charles,
Yeah, you know, you can't do a lot about that. But if you pop your head out the door, Yumna should have a whiskey waiting for you. She did say that it's going to have a whiskey ready. So yeah,
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I believe on the countback situation, you have won the championship. But what I'm going to do as well, Tony, if you just stay where you are a minute, I'm going to bring Charles into the booth as well. Charles, good evening. How are you?
I am doing great right now. That was an incredible race. How are you guys?
I'm all right. Not too bad. I do have some news. Okay?
Yes.
Now, you're drawing on points with Tony. Now,
Yes.
if they go back onto the countback situation, which generally, as we know, a tie generally does go on to the most victories. Unfortunately, Charles, you finished second on that one. Because you haven't actually won a race this season, have you?
No, I haven't. I've gotten pretty good results the entire season, but I haven't won a race.
No, so Tony has won 2 races this season. So if we're going on victories as the instant countback, Tony has won the championship, but you have finished a commendable second place.
Yeah, you know, I'm okay with that. Congratulations to Tony. That was it was a great season. That last race was incredible though, so I'm more than happy.
Thank you, Charles.
Yeah.
It's been a great season between the two of you. What I will say though, Charles, is you did, and this is, you may see towards the end actually, I did have a little bit of a rage on, because you were bringing the gap down to Rob Lau. It was down to about 6.5 seconds, and then you met Jaime Mendoza, who was a very stubborn individual for removing out of the way of blue flags, which did drive me a little bit crazy because, you know, I do have these love for blue flags.
Yeah. It was I was closing the gap on him, but traffic is traffic. I couldn't get past him quickly enough, so it is what it is. And I was running low on fuel too, so I was lifting and coasting for a couple laps. I was scared. I didn't want to run out of fuel.
Don't worry about it, Charles. James is trying to bring that Isaac Glock situation back into to build all this drama.
But I was definitely watching that gap close.
Yeah, it was. You were closing on him, and that was the annoying thing. And I'm sorry, Tony. Right, I know you're in the booth with me, but at that point, I was ranting for Charles to get past Jaime Mendoza as quickly as possible because there was an opportunity.
Make for good TV, right?
Hey, that's why we're here, right? If we can't make it exciting, what's the point of us being here? But you know,
James, he had to do it 14 minutes earlier. No. Where he had that close battle between them. That's when he had to get it done.
And as you can see, me and Biggles ran it in the booth as well about the fact that you would have caught him. I reckon you would have got him, but, you know, Biggles says you're too far away. But, guys, look, it's been an absolutely amazing season. Tony, let's start with you. Is there anyone you want to give a shout-out to before you leave the booth this evening?
I mean, shout out to Charles. I mean, he as a silver driver, he brought it, and as a teammate, he's been really great. So I'm super pumped to go against him next season because we're not leaving him a silver driver.
No, but I believe you guys actually have won the team's championship, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So there we go. I think
that's a great one.
Yeah, you've taken the team's championship. So there we go.
Awesome.
Yeah, should be absolutely amazing. Charles, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before you leave the booth this evening?
Yeah, all the admins of SDR putting this together. You guys for commentating, and then again Miranda for letting me spend so much time on the sim rig. Everybody who's watching too.
Yeah, it's been great there as well. Tony, I'm going to give you one more opportunity. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to that you may have forgotten?
Yes, I mean, I didn't forget the missus, but I shout out to her last time. I'll give her a shout out again. Thank you, Yumna, for the whiskey, and thank you for the support.
I don't know where that comes from, Tony. How did you remember to do that all of a sudden?
I don't know. I don't know where that came from.
But look, guys, it's been an absolutely amazing season. I'll drop you back into the waiting room, and guys, take care, and have a great week. It's going to be amazing.
Thank you, James, for all the commentating. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, dude. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Charles. All right. So there we go, Charles. There we go, Biggles. They've been dropped down. Charles is the victor of this season. Gets the count back on victories. So it's been an absolutely epic season. We've got Paper Mongoose has wrapped up the championship as well. So, Paper Mongoose and that they pulled the double. So well done to them. It's been absolutely amazing.
I was going to say Paper Rocks is, but Paper Rock Mongoose. Yeah, exactly. Good job for them. Getting it done. Yeah. And to think that Charles was a silver class driver as well too, just in the pro class of his own. And I didn't seem too bothered to be just missing out on that championship, considering he's leading the championship going into this one. But yeah, there's nobody, not even the better half of Tony Rodriguez out there, as much as she could do. There's nothing going to stop him from winning this race, was it?
No,
he
definitely
just
not.
absolutely owned Watkins Glen. So GG's to him, and he's owned the championship now.
He absolutely dominated Watkins, and it's been a really epic season as well. And it's weird to think that we started such a long time ago. You know what I mean? Round one seems an absolute age away. You know, we didn't kick that off until literally round one at Silverstone on October the 18th was Silverstone for round one. And now we're here in January, well, the 16th, 17th for me, but the 16th. And, yeah, it just seemed an absolute age ago. But, guys, that's it. No more Sunday drive racing on a Monday. Until next season. But I think, guys, you can all admit it's been an absolutely epic season as well. You know, in chat there, lol, thanks, James, no worries. He couldn't forget you, I did have to give him a little nudge, but he got there as well. Chris Nammock, thank you so much for joining us as well. And JB, absolutely amazing. Everybody else, Austin Rurick, Let's Go Nick Show, thank you so much as well. Javier is in. Jay Lappard, thank you so much for joining us as well. But I think, Biggles, give us your last parting sentence for the championship.
Let's go racing. And no, I'm not going to steal your line away from me. You get that line, James. Come on. It's yours. You deserved it.
Yeah, but it was good as well. Thank you for the great season, James and Dean. Your commentating has been great fun to listen to. So there we go. That was from Yuma. Much love, Yuma. Thank you so much. But guys, this is it. For the final time this season, for myself and Dean Biggles, you take care. Have a great week. And hopefully, next season, we'll see you on track. Good night.